Hi guys, welcome to another live trading video by Optionables. My name is Saket and in this video we are going to review the trades taken on 13th of July 2021. So today I am in a little hurry because I have to go out for some other meeting. So I'll make this a quick trade review and I'm going to explain what exactly happened. So luckily today we broke even. Today was a pretty one-sided move. So you saw that the market or BankNifty just moved around 300 points to 400 points after opening. So it was a pretty one-sided move. But still, in spite of it being a one-sided trending move, we were able to end with no profit, no loss because of the adjustments we did. So since this was a gradual move, unlike yesterday when there was a sudden dip, we were able to adjust the position and we were also able to maintain our P&L not going beyond 1.5 lakh. So the idea as usual remains the same. The moment we reach 1.5 lakh, we are going to cut the position and take a fresh trade. And the moment we are going to hit 3 lakh, we are going to cut off the trade. But because of the adjustments, we never really hit 1.5 lakh M2M. So what I'm going to do now is, rather than me trying to tell what I did, so we'll make this a session where, so if you have followed the previous video of the trade as well as adjustment, you should be able to take a call. So I will just explain what exactly happened. You should be able to take a call as to whether to adjust or not and what is the adjustment that you will be doing. So this is the basic chart of BankNifty and the up move really started after 11 AM. So it was a pretty much one directional move and we took 3 trades as usual, one in the morning, one at 1 o'clock as well as one at 2 o'clock, all with a stop loss of 75%. So I think you must be aware of this. So what you are going to do is I'm going to play the live video. So you try to guess the adjustment. First important call is, will you actually do the adjustment or not? So at every point in time, you have to think whether you should be doing the adjustment or not. So first take that call and later what adjustment you will be doing. So these two are the most important calls which we'll be trying to take. So if you are unaware of the adjustments, then please do look at our adjustment video. The link is in the description. Okay, so today you can see that initially we entered a short strangle in BankNifty as well as a short straddle in Nifty. So we had 2 positions in the morning and you can see that right over here. And we had shorted this at 219 and we had shorted this at 179. And look at the last traded price, 206 and 180. And this is 42 and 50. So the thing is, now we will just move the video forward and you will have to tell when exactly will you be doing the adjustment. So it will be more of a practical application of whatever you have learned as well. So it is the same strike and I end up increasing the quantity slightly. Now it's 1500 and 4050 and you can see the P&L is positive 23,000. But as the move starts, trending move starts, we go to negative 1 lakh and odd. But we will see how exactly we can come back. So now the thing is, the premiums are pretty well balanced. This is at 52.39. So there is no need of adjustment. And this is obviously there is no need of adjustment at all. You don't adjust when it is almost trading at the same premium. At this point, you can see it's almost 11 o'clock and we are almost now back to zero from 20,000 profits. We had also gone to 30,000 and odd in one stage. So here you can see, okay, here is the question again. We will be looking at Nifty now. So Nifty, should you make the adjustment? This is at 38 and this is at 55. So now think, so what exactly will happen if there's a slight reversal, right? So when there's a slight reversal, these premiums are again going to match at 45 or something like that. So is it a good thing to adjust right now? The answer is no. So even though there is an imbalance, you don't adjust the trade. So now as we move ahead, so you can see that we come back to 32,000 and this was a good call of not adjusting the trade because now it is at 41 and 49. A room for small reversal is always good. So as I move further ahead, so now you can see that these are even well balanced. That is 43 as well as 47. Consider this. This is at 224, 153, right? So there is a difference of almost 80 points, right? So now should you take an adjustment? So adjustments are completely discretionary. Sometimes I might feel like taking the adjustment. You might not take the adjustment. That's absolutely fine. Nothing wrong with that at all, right? So only thing what you should consider is, If there is some sufficient difference, then should you take the adjustment or not, right? So should you take the adjustment? The option is completely up to you, because if you feel this 80 points is good enough, then you can definitely go ahead and do the adjustment. Otherwise, you can wait for some more time, right? So we are waiting for some more time. We are still not adjusting the trade, right? So we arrive at this point, and you see that this is at 273 and this is at 139. So what is the difference now? The difference is almost 140 points. Now, if there is a slight reversal, what do I expect? I expect this to go to 180. I expect this to come to somewhere around 210. I still don't see the premiums matching, right? So even with a small reversal, I still don't expect the premiums to match, because I find some significant difference here. I hope this is becoming clear, because before there was a 80 point difference, I didn't adjust, but now there's a 140 point difference, and even with a small reversal, I don't see this being covered. So that's the reason this time I decide to do a small adjustment of shift. So I finally end up shifting from 35,400 PE to 35,500 PE. So this is the first shift I make. Nifty is in a very perfect position, so I don't have to do anything more, right? And you can see our M2M is already negative 23,000 and I'm still holding on to the trade. So I further move ahead in the trade, and this time there is further imbalance getting created as I move ahead in the trade. This is at 150 and this is at 300, which means there is a further 150 point imbalance, and my M2M is negative 48,000 already. So there is a 150 point imbalance. Now the thing is, what is happening is imbalance is getting created in Nifty as well as BankNifty. So it is becoming hard for me to track both. So what I decide to do, so this was a bad decision because Nifty was still not properly imbalanced. As you saw last time at this position, we didn't actually do a shift. But since both of them were getting imbalanced and it was hard for me to track both Nifty as well as BankNifty, I decide to shift. But I still end up doing for simplification purpose, right? And you can see that there's again a pretty good imbalance over here. That's the reason I shift from 500. You can see the order also. I'm putting a buy order for 500 and selling 600. So we end up doing one more shift. We also shift in Nifty, and you can see the shifts are taken. Now this is again at 200 rupees. This is at 307 rupees. So we'll quickly move ahead. None of the stop losses are triggered. This is at 339 and this is at 191, and I am not doing any more shifts because the stop loss for this particular thing is at 360. So the next trade which I'll be taking is once it hits the stop loss, I'll be taking the counter trade. Till then, I won't be doing any sort of adjustment. So you can see that the M2M has already hit 1 lakh and 1 lakh negative. And the moment we reach 1.5 lakh, the plan is to cut off the position and enter a new position. So next what happens, I'll quickly move ahead in the trade. And this is the 1 o'clock entry which we take. So I end up taking a 1 o'clock entry as well, both in Nifty as well as BankNifty. I take little early, 12:30 itself I go for a new entry. Nifty as well as BankNifty, there are new entries made. And my profit is negative 95,000 right now, but that is fine. You can see that the movement is gradual. That's the reason we have time to adjust and fight back. So if there's a sudden movement like yesterday, you wouldn't have the proper time. So now just keep following the morning trade itself, because afternoon trade there was no real need for any adjustment, because Nifty entire day, Bank Nifty as well as Nifty traded around this range only till the end. So you can see this is at 340, 188. I'm still not doing any adjustment. The reason being, this will more or less hit the stop loss in some time, and this one is pretty well positioned, so I don't have to do any adjustment right now. Right. So in some time, this particular thing will hit the stop loss. So at 360, there will be stop loss, and this one triggers the stop loss. M2M is still around 1 lakh negative. The question is, once this happens, what trade will you take? What adjustment will you do? So the answer to that is obviously counter. So if you haven't seen the adjustment video, you can check that out as well. So will you take the counter immediately? So you just wait for a couple of minutes and see if the move is continuing. So if you see that okay, the move is no longer continuing, you can actually end up taking the counter. So after we took the counter, Bank Nifty did move around 80-90 points higher, but still that counter leg gave us a good decay of 15 points in spite of Bank Nifty moving upwards itself. So this time I enter a counter at 68 rupees, that is 36,000 CE. And so you can see I have entered the CE right over here at 68, and this is trading at 72, and I have this put leg open. Apart from that, I have 1 o'clock as well as 2 o'clock trade. So I will make this review short now, because after this there was no much adjustments done. Only thing is I shifted this counter leg from 36,000 to 35,900. So that was the only last adjustment which we did, and there was no more adjustments apart from that. And we also took the 1 o'clock as well as 2 o'clock trade. So I'll be moving on right to the 2 o'clock trade where we take the entry. And you can see by this time our M2M is slowly coming back. So from 1 lakh we have come to 72,000 right now. And this is the 2 o'clock entry which we enter. And we enter both in Nifty as well as Bank Nifty. And I will again quickly move ahead. And you can see there is some good decay happening. And we are now around 50,000, 60,000, trading in the range of 50 to 60,000, because the market is consolidating. So it has moved up slightly around 50-60 points, but that's absolutely fine. And at this point you can also see the counter leg, in spite of Bank Nifty moving around 60 points higher, has given us a profit. So as we further move towards the end, you can see at this point counter leg has actually given us a profit of 7 points in spite of Bank Nifty moving 50 points higher. And our M2M has also come down to 39,000. And you can see we are still holding on to the same Nifty as well as Bank Nifty trades, whichever we took. And I will just be moving towards the end. And finally, we end the day with a negative of close to 8,000 rupees. So these positions were squared off by the broker himself. So as you could see that we took the trade and we slowly adjusted, and we made a position which was negative 1 lakh come to break even just by small adjustments as well as taking new entries. This was the entire trade today. So we didn't gain a lot, but it was good that we recovered 1 lakh which we had lost, and we ended the day with break even of around 8,000 rupees. We will see what tomorrow holds for us. So hopefully we have 2 continuous days of loss. We'll see if we can come back or bounce back tomorrow in the Wednesday's trade. So I'll be filling in the Excel now. Okay, so this is the Excel. So we have a loss of negative 10,000, and I'll assume 17,500 to be the brokerage. And you can see that, okay, sorry, that was 1,75,000. So we have further slightly dipped. So now we have 3 days of loss. That is 9th of July, 12th as well as 13th of July. So we will see if we will be able to bounce back and achieve this target by end of the month. So I hope you liked this trading review today. We did this slightly differently. So do comment your reviews whether you like this particular way of explaining the trades or the chart one. So depending on that, I'll continue in the upcoming sessions. So I hope you have liked this particular trade review. So today was more about recovering whatever we lost just through small adjustments. So today we didn't actually shoot up, but it was a good day because whatever we lost in the first session, we were able to get that back. So I hope you have liked the trade review, and please do hit the like button, share and subscribe if you're liking the content on this channel. Thank you so much for joining, guys, and I'll be catching you soon tomorrow.